Thank you very much, Jeff Smith. Let's talk to Frank Duran, the real estate man, another one of the fine people on my referral list, referralist.com. Frank?
Hey, Tom, good morning. How you doing?
Good. Did you hear the question?
I did hear the question.
What do you
Tom.
think?
I'd have to absolutely agree. It would need to be in writing. It doesn't matter what they say. It all matters what's in the contract, and the agents are not parties to the contract, so it would absolutely need to be spelled out in writing. Unfortunately, that's the way it would need to be done.
Okay. So it's not, there's nothing wrong with them doing it over the phone and saying, we got a deal, as long as each party signed it.
Well, really, in essence, they shouldn't be saying we have a deal verbally till you really have a deal in writing. But ultimately, yes, it would have to be
when that broker called and said, my client agreed to this price, the other broker should not have said we have a deal.
Well, I wouldn't think so, no. We see this, Tom, unfortunately. Sometimes you'll have a seller and they'll say, you know what, we're going to go with this offer. Let them know we're going to counter them back. And sure, you relay that information. Suddenly, they get a better offer, and well, wait a minute, let's look at this. You know what? I decided I'm going to go with this. I would prefer better communication verbally, of course. I don't think you want to get into those things, but ultimately it all comes down to what's in writing.
Okay, so let me then go to Tom here. Tom, did you hear my experts here from my referral list talk about this?
I did, Tom. Thank you.
What do you think?
Well, the one thing that, and maybe this doesn't matter, but my understanding is that broker had the power of attorney through the Wheat Ridge Housing Authority to make the deal, and he was the one.
But he didn't sign it. He didn't sign it.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't know though. Does that make a difference?
Which, David, today's day and age, contract-wise, Tom. I mean, Frank knows we do everything electronically through email. So there's no reason for that broker not to assign if he had the authority.
Okay, but David, the other broker had power of attorney. However, having power of attorney still would require that Tom's son sign the contract. Your son never signed a contract. He was not bound. What? Did your son's broker have power of attorney?
Over my son's decisions? No. He was working directly with my son.
I think things could have been much different had this broker submitted your son's signature with the agreement. And I don't know, it sounds to me, especially from Frank Duran, do you think it matters that the other broker had power of attorney?
No, I don't. I think ultimately it's between the parties. I mean, and like Mike said, we do have electronic signatures. It should have been signed at that point then.
Okay, and electronic signatures are fully acceptable, right?
Well, Tom, actually, here's the deal. Yes, they are, but no. If we're talking with banks or short sales, many of these lenders do not, they want wet signatures.
They do?
Yes.
And they want it notarized?
Not notarized, but just wet signatures, meaning that to initiate the contract, to go under contract, it's fine to use electronic signatures, but when you're submitting, especially, let's say, to a short seller or to a bank, they will require at some point wet signatures are also on the contract, not notarized, but just wet signatures.
All right, well, thank you all. I appreciate that.